Okay, last, we have Averee Fields, number 5, a forward for women's basketball, and she is from Murray, Kentucky. In high school, she was ranked among the top 100 girls basketball players in the country by ESPN Hoop Girls. She was a 3-year team captain and MVP and named an AAU All-American in 2010. She's also a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and is a sophomore in pre-social work. She's a member of not only the Garrett Ford Academic Honor Roll, but she is named to the President's List because she has a cumulative grade point average of 4.0. Her mother played basketball at Idaho and later coached at Idaho and Murray State, and the title of Avery's speech is Enough.
Football homecoming queen, prom queen, straight A's, most valuable player for soccer and basketball, all-time leading scorer for my high school basketball team and rebounder, AAU All-American, and valedictorian of my class. I have always strived for perfection, to be the absolute best. I need to have the best numbers, the best body, and the best accolades. But good was never good enough, especially once I got to college. The pressures of making weight, performing well in school, and succeeding as a D1 athlete was more than I thought I could bear. I finally had to realize that giving my all and being the best me was enough. Freshman year was a rude awakening. It was a drastic change from my cozy small-town senior year. I went from being on top of the world to the very bottom, from everyone knowing me to being invisible, to knowing all the back roads, to using a GPS to get to Walmart. Morgantown is not a whole lot bigger than Murray, Kentucky, but everything about it was new. Though I'm a very friendly person, I had not been in a situation where I had to make new friends in a long time. Thankfully, I became fast friends with my teammates, and they gave me the courage to branch out and meet other students. But since WVU is so far away from home, it was a drastic change and very difficult. In addition, I had a whole different level of work academically and on the basketball court. I'm sure many of you know that Coach Carey hates to yell, though he manages to overcome that for my sake. That was something I was not used to at all. I was not used to not being able to meet someone's standards, and I rarely got in trouble. My mother raised my sister and I by herself, and I had never had a consistent man in my life besides my coaches. Therefore, it was difficult to be admonished by a male figure. Coach Carey always said that he would set the bar so high that he knew I would never reach it. But in striving for that bar, I would reach my full potential. This sounds good in theory. However, that meant I would never reach my goal of perfection, and I was used to reaching my goals. My near-perfect world seemed to be crashing. After an extremely difficult practice, my breaking point came after my athletic trainer said, "Mandatory ice baths for everyone." I despise ice baths, and I had not had one yet in college, so I was secretly hoping they would always be optional. Even though I'm typically not a crier, and certainly wouldn't cry over a mandatory ice bath, it was the cherry on my already melting ice cream sundae. Tears began to flow, and I broke. Following every breaking point, thanks to God, there's a turning point, and he provided that exact turning point on a Monday night. I stayed after class to talk to a teacher about my test scores, and it went from school to real-life problems. I had the chance to share my faith, to be a listening ear, and to give that teacher a reason to smile. Though that does not sound like a huge deal to most people, it was that instance that God's turning point was revealed to me, because he helped me realize that I had a bigger purpose in life than just basketball. Even though basketball would open up so many doors, my ultimate purpose in life was to smile, to bring joy to others, and to make their lives better just because they can see Christ through me. This realization not only helped me spiritually and mentally, but it also helped me work harder on the basketball court. Instead of hanging my head when Coach Carey's correcting me, I learned to improve from his comments. My minutes on the court increased as the season progressed, and it was solely because once I realized my true purpose in life, I could give my all without worrying about not being good enough. With all that being said, you must realize that perfection is impossible. However, this should never discourage you. Instead, it should propel you to be the best you that you can be. To this day, I still get in trouble for smiling too much in practice. In fact, one coach tells me before stretching to stop smiling. Of course, that only results in a bigger smile. I may never be the star player, have the best body, or get the best grades, but I will give my all in every situation and be the best me I can be. Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord and not for man. I am not perfect, but I am enough. Thank everyone for coming, and I thank you, my coaches. I had a lot of support here tonight, and my coaches, and my video coordinator, and my strength coach, and academic advisor and secretary, and everybody. I just thank you guys so much for coming out to support.
Thank you.